Should you play Alan Wake Remastered in 2024 today? I'll answer that question and give you my thoughts on how I feel about the game. Now, I'm not grading this game on a scale. I'm only going to give you my thoughts on the game and whether or not it's worth your time. What you're seeing is some gameplay on the PS5 version. No spoilers are included in this review. Now, I love horror games, but somehow I never played Alan Wake. I downloaded it sometime last year when it was free on PlayStation Plus. Like most gamers, I have a long list of games that needed to be played. Alan Wake caught my attention mainly because in 2023, all I heard about was Alan Wake 2. Now, I do plan on playing that game sometime soon. And with this game, you cannot go wrong when it comes to this genre. If you enjoy horror games like Resident Evil, you'll love this. The atmosphere on this game is amazing. Each chapter makes you feel like you're in a movie, and I really enjoyed how each chapter would open and close. It really made you feel like you were not only watching a horror series, but you were a part of it. There's something about being in the woods with a flashlight that really keeps you on edge of your seat. When it comes to combat in the game, it was very easy to pick up. I enjoyed finding the miniseries to watch during the gameplay as well. And no, my Resident Evil fans, you cannot shoot the barrels and get items out of them. It was a nice try. Being able to resupply in tight situations really set the tone of the game as well. There's nothing like being limited on supplies. And every time you saw that light in the distance, you knew it was a good feeling. Now, when it came to walking around in the woods, me personally, I got lost a lot. But that's just because if I really went venture out into the woods, I would get lost, because I'm no good with directions. I really enjoyed listening to the manuscripts you could find during the gameplay. On that note, when it comes to collectibles, I spent about 13.5 hours collecting most of the items, but it still left me with the urge to want to go back and push for completion. I was able to complete the game in about a week given my time crunch, but it's a fairly short game, and it also depends on how much time you have to grind. Things like reading signs, collecting coffee thermos, manuscripts can take up a lot of time and guts depending on how deep in the darkness you want to travel, and combat can get intense. You always have to be ready for enemies to come up in front of you, behind you, above your head. There's a lot of options to be able to switch between different weapons, flashlights, and even light sources. And take note, you can definitely fall in this game. I learned the hard way. There are a lot of interesting characters in the game. Barry was one of my favorites, believe it or not. Plus, I like pushing my limits with him.
You want to know where you can shove that flashlight? Real funny, Al. Real funny.
Now, after you complete the game, you do want to go back and play Special 1 and Special 2. This way you can dive even further into the story and have a better understanding of what's taking place. Do I recommend Alan Wake here in 2024? The answer to that is yes, if you haven't figured it out. The story really keeps you on edge and keeps you thinking on what's really going on. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Appreciate the view.